Hello there, my name is Aaron and I like to make things out of old toys and model kits. And today I have a request from that person standing top right. Yep, the stormtrooper. I really need to get out more. All right. Okay. It's a good job he's got a speech bubble and he's not talking. Oh. So we shall call the stormtrooper Oh, he's at it again. Um, we'll call the stormtrooper Steve. Hello, Steve. And he just wants me to make him a new speeder. So yeah, look, we're going through the book. What about that one? Or one of them? What about that? Something like that? Yeah, I must admit it looks a bit dodgy. Okay, yeah. So you want blaster to my kneecap? I tell you what, I'll throw you back in the box in a minute. Look, what about something like that? Oh, I see. You want a big boy speeder? Well, can't make you that one. But you know what that means? We're going to start scratching that build. Hey, you can't say that. That's my line. Yeah, knock it off, pal, before I blast you to the kneecaps. Hello there, my name is Aaron and I like to make things out of old toys and model kits, which is basically I like to kit bash. So you saw by the intro that I'm making a speeder and I'm going to use that Steve. Hello Steve. Yeah, you're quiet now, aren't you? Yeah, okay. So Steve is going to be our model. He's basically the Stig. If anybody's seen Top Gear, you'll know what the reference is. So he's yep, it's the right size. So I'm going to use that toy motorbike as the basis for the speeder. Obviously, I need my clippy tools to make some alterations to the bike, which meant there was some cutting and snipping to be had. And here's a first, ladies and gentlemen, me actually using the correct screwdriver for the correct screw. And once I'd finally got the bike all deassembled, it was time to reassemble. Go figure. So what I'm looking to do is just use the basis of the motorbike, because this speeder is going to be classed as part of my my ongoing story for the planet Plex, a bit of world building. There is stormtroopers on the planet Plex, and they're going to be using different kind of speeders that we've seen in the normal Star Wars universe. This is the Dark Universe. If anybody isn't up to speed on this, I'm making a little alternate universe for the deepest, darkest recesses of the Star Wars universe. And I think I've confused everybody enough, but this is basically what I'm doing. So on the planet Plex, it's a law to itself really. There's different factions on the planet, and everything that I make for the world building it will look kind of like Star Wars, but slightly off kilter, and that's simply because there's no money. Well, there is, but it's held by different factions, so they just basically have to build stuff from scrap and make what they can do with bits and pieces that they find lying about on the planet. And this is the basis for this speeder. It kind of looks like a speeder, but there's something not quite right about it. Hence, I've got this stormtrooper that just happened to leave the normal universe of Star Wars and go to Plex just to try and make some money. He's essentially sort of like an outlaw bounty hunter, I suppose. Anyway, back to the build. I made a wing out of some styrene and just gribbled it up with a little more styrene just to give it some sort of interest. Just going to make sure that Steve can still sit on the speeder. I'm going to have to reposition the handlebars though, and that means I'm going to need to do some more cutting. Cue the hacksaw, or grandad saw, or whatever saw you want to call it. With monkey hands, I carefully try and saw the back box off the bike, just to reposition it further down later on. With that done, I'll just check that Steve actually fits, and then I'll reposition that back bit. Come on, Steve, you've got to work with me here. Come on, just give me something, just anything. No, that's not going to work. It looks like you're being rude on your speeder. Before I glue on the back box again, I'm just going to greeble up the engine part and fill the hole that I made earlier. And I'll add some more greeblies to the build. And while I do that, it's code word time. If you want to leave a comment, please leave the code word before your comment, so I know you got to 5 minutes and 38 seconds before passing out. And the code word for today is Sideshow Bob, and also please like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much. Here's a thrilling shot of me putting greeblies onto the speeder. Now it's time to add the back end to the speeder, which I'll do with, that was a BBQ stick that I just used just to try and get it aligned, and yep, there we go, it's, yep, there we have it, that's the speeder. Again, another test fit for Steve, just to see where I can put the saddle, so it'll look like he's actually sat on the speeder and not rammed on. Happy with where the placement of the seat is going to go, I gingerly glue it into place. And because Steve wasn't designed for a speeder, I'm going to have to reposition the handlebars. And that was a whole 3 hours of me trying to make handlebars, which I cut out the video because you do not want to watch it. It's on the turntable, which means now it's time for a prime. I'm going to prime it grey, so here we go. And there we have the grey. Now I'm spraying it with some water because I'm going to throw some salt on it, and this was a big mistake. Now I've done this salt technique before, but for some reason when I added the salt, after leaving it for 24 hours, which should have dried, it was still watery. So I left it for 48 hours and it was still watery. I left it for 4 days and it was still leaking water from every place that you could imagine. I don't understand, because it's plastic, but there you go. So yep, I failed on this one, I'm afraid, because the salt effect didn't come out how I wanted. Oh, and by the way, that was salt from the table. The other half was wondering where the hell all the salt had gone. I didn't let on, and you guys don't let on either. Thank you. That is Vallejo Burgundy, well, kind of burgundy, purplish, that I'm going to spray on, and this is when it tries to dry, but this is when I realised I had a problem because of all the excess water that was just pooling up on the speeder. I used Vallejo yellow just for the front bit, and if you notice, it's coming on it's going on very strange because of all the water. I just didn't understand what I'd done wrong. If anybody knows what I've done wrong, please let me know in the comments, because I am a doofus. To keep it looking like a Star Wars speeder, I used some off-white. Then I thought, in my infinite wisdom, I'll just throw a wash over it and everything will be fine. So I threw some wash over it, but added more water to the wash, which was another mistake because the bloody thing didn't dry. I cut out the part where I was taking off the salt because that was a complete and utter waste of time and a complete mess. And I just at this point was going to abandon this build completely, but I thought, no, I've come this far, let's see it through and let's see what I can do. So I'm just using the wash, like I said, just to try and dirty it down as best I could. And while I do that, I'm going to throw some names out onto the screen right now, just as a thank you for all the awesome subscribers who leave comments on all the videos. Keep them coming. I love to hear from you and all your tips and suggestions, even about new builds and stuff like that, stuff that you want to see in future builds. Just leave it in the comment. Just keep them coming. So thanks very much. Also, please like and subscribe, which I've already said already, but I'm cheap and I'll just get another plug-in. So I'm just going around now, just adding some more little paint jobs on bits and pieces that I've missed. When I'm painting with this sort of just like stippling it on, I'll just use the very cheapest paint brushes that I can get. You'll notice that I alternate from black and red and possibly white ones as well at some point. The black and red ones are the cheapest, and the red ones were a little bit more expensive. And there I am using a blue brush, which I've no idea where it came from, but I use this one mainly for dry brushing, which I'm going to do now because I'm still not happy with how it looks. As you can guess, I'm trying to salvage this this build the best I can, and so I might as well just go to the glamour shots and let you see it. So thank you very much for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, all that jazz, and until next time, keep scratching that build, everybody, more successfully than this one.